think it's design's job to really push the envelope of what's possible and have a vision and an imagination for where we can go. So Avalon's a great example of that. One area that I think we were successful in that designers pushed was the sculptural body, and we've got some double negative surfaces, some crisp radii, deep offsets for sheet metal forming, and the rear quarter panel is a really fine example of that. And it really took a lot of early studies working between design and engineering to achieve that final sheet metal stamping in the rear quarter panel. So that, I think that's a success story. One area that we were pushing, design was pushing heavily, is the cabin architecture. And Toyota has very excellent standards for human factors and ingress, egress, and sightline visibility, and we don't want to really compromise that too much. It's really important, but on the same hand, if we're going to push more bold, expressive design, we've got to look at those areas a little bit more carefully and see where can we push that a little bit more and not disrespect the expectation of the customer for comfort and roominess and all those things. So we really worked hard between chief engineer and design in the rear header point, getting that down a little bit more.
The rear header point being what?
The glass line, the rear top glass line.
Okay.
Right. And studying the rear sight line, and what we felt was a good balance between style and visibility. The rear entry egress point for the headroom and the rear door came down a bit also. That's so we could get a sleeker cabin architecture. We dropped the H point slightly on this car, so we get a little bit lower, leaner, the hip point, drop the hip point a bit. So all those things we went back and forth on with engineering so that we could achieve just the right sweet spot. Because to Avalon buyers, it's really important to have comfort, roominess, but we also knew to get younger buyers, we needed a much more bold and aggressive design as well.
So some of the manufacturing difficulties that we came up with the Avalon was based on the styling sketch that we received. There were these really tight radii and this reverse curvature on some of these panels that made stamping really challenging. So it gave us a great chance to work with our manufacturing engineers. They really took it as a challenge on how to make this design work. So over the course of about 6 months, we put together a prototype die process to prove out the concept of stamping these panels. And the goal was to keep these tight radii as much as possible and achieve this look that styling wanted. And we were able to do it finally. It took quite a bit of effort, but the team is really proud of it. Another key part of the design was this thin headlamp concept. The sketch we got from styling showed a very short opening in the H direction. So to achieve that, we worked with our supplier, II Stanley, to come up with a new headlamp design to meet that requirement. Luckily, they were already working on a design like this, which is a conventional projector system, but has a unique double eye lens system to project the light out. And that was really a breakthrough for us. It's a first in the world technology, and it gave us a chance to achieve our thin overall lamp look. And that's really the coolest part about the headlamp.